Hey, we're live!
Hey!
Thank you for joining us for another weekly edition of Giga Rambles. As always, I'm Zach Bullion.
And I'm John Galvin.
All right.
Welcome to the show.
We are going to be going over a lot of stuff this week. So we have a lot of news that has happened in the last week since we last talked. Or rambled.
Since we last chatted here,
Yeah.
all of us together like a family.
We need to get like big leather chairs.
Oh yeah,
And
fireplace.
Yeah.
We'll just knock this wall out and put a fireplace in.
No, that'd be nice.
Mm.
So a lot has happened, a lot has released, and we are going to do our best to sum it up for you with as little diversions as possible. And that last part was probably
I was
not
waiting.
true.
We're immediately diverted, and we just stare off.
But before we continue, if y'all are new to the Giga Rambles or want to catch up on what we've been talking about in the past, you should go to
tabletopnerds.com. So it's a new website we're launching. It's a bunch of Giga employees, a bunch of other people who are not Giga employees. We are doing tabletop game playthroughs. We're also hosting all the Giga streams on that site, all the rambles. There's a couple other shows coming up. We're going to do unboxings. It's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
So we'd really appreciate it. Just go to tabletopnerds.com. There's a Facebook page and a YouTube page. We'll have all those posted in the comments. Go hit those thumbs and smash those bells and other YouTube stuff and check us out because we definitely appreciate it.
Whatever you do, just interact with us.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, that's the golden
That's
rule.
all we need. We just need to know that we're alive and real. So.
Yeah. And let other people know that we're not a figment of your imagination. Or my
If
imagination.
we are, do better.
Yeah.
This is it? This is what you got? Come on.
So, before moving on to some tasty morsels of things to come, let's talk about what is now and what has released. So, first things first, in the Tiny Epic series, now we have Tiny Epic Pirates. I'm not sure if anyone's played the Tiny Epic games, but they're a whole lot of fun. They're great party games, and this one is fantastically pirate themed. So it can take care of one player, so you can play by yourself, which is great, or up to four. So and it's got a small box. It's a small footprint game, so it's great for like coffee table playing, or like if you're at a convention when conventions are allowed again, and you're waiting for like a conference or something like that, or a panel to start. You can drop it down and play through pretty quickly, or it's a great like. Get everyone like getting started and into that like feel of gaming, like for board game nights.
Right.
Like it's a good opener.
A gateway game.
Thank
if
you.
you will.
Yeah. Great wordsmithing. So I always recommend the Tiny Epic games, and they come in every single flavor, in like Tiny Epic Galaxies and all that sort of stuff. I think there's also Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, which I need to pick up, or something related
I'm
to that.
surprised you don't already have it.
Yeah, it's weird that I don't. But anyways, nice game. Just dropped this week, so something definitely to check out. Other big releases we have this week is
a big release.
Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary. Now, this is the big box that drops with it. It's a HeroClix game, but as with all of the other HeroClix releases, we have boosters, we have like the token packs, the dice packs, the smaller character packs. But the nice thing is, if you are new to HeroClix or interested in HeroClix, these box games are a great way to start off with it. Basically, it gives you enough for two players to play through, all the rules, map to play on, all that good stuff.
They're pretty quick games, too.
Yeah.
Like HeroClix, once you learn the rules, they take about 20, 30 minutes total to play through basically the scenario. So once again, another really good gateway game. If you got some friends that like Wonder Woman or any of the... HeroClix is everything from medieval fantasy to wrestling to superheroes to Star Trek.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to get people into miniature gaming that maybe are thinking about it, but they're intimidated by like Warhammer, Games Workshop kind of stuff. Here we go. Here's the gateway.
Almost 2 decades ago is when I started my miniature gaming experience with Mage Knight.
Mage Knight.
Yeah, so that was the
Mage
first
Knight.
game out by the guys who produce HeroClix. But it's what got me into miniature gaming. Like, everything's pre-painted, pre-assembled, ready to go out of the box.
All the stats are on the base,
Yep.
so you just click the little thingy.
But as I was playing it, like, I wanted to discover more of the hobby stuff. So I started repainting my figures or doing mods and things like that. And eventually it got me into Warhammer. And, 20 years later, now I'm here. Yeah.
We're done now. That's it.
But like I said, if you have someone that's interested in the hero or more or less pop culture, like science fiction, pop culture side of things, HeroClix is a great starter. So now we're going to go over to Equinox.
Carefully extract it.
Yeah. So Equinox is a new game that we came out. We actually have 2 different boxes for it. We got the nice purple box over here, but there's a green box on the other side. So this game is for 2 to 5 players. It is kind of a card placing strategy game where you are bidding on like what creature types and all that you're putting down. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. It's got this nice kind of pastel watercolor cards to it, and it's nice whimsical, magical forest creatures on there. So this game is great for people who are maybe not in the board game realm of things, where this allows them, gets non-board gamers in, right? So it's got an appealing visuals. The game itself is not overly complicated. It doesn't have a lot of like really crunchy board game stuff in it. It's just basically laying down cards,
right,
and going from there. So something definitely to check out if you are a fan of the artwork itself, which is enough reason for me to pick it up, or more of the simple side of board games, like more European style board games where it's more about the game than necessarily like miniatures and widgets and tokens and gadgets. It's definitely something to look at. And then we have finally
go this side?
for releases the Lost Ruins of Arnak. Now this one is going to be a board gamer's board game, right?
Look at the components list. I don't know if we can get a good shot of that. Is everything. It comes with everything.
Yeah, but it totally doesn't have Nathan Drake / Indiana Jones on the front.
Not at all. How nervous she is. She doesn't look very.
Yeah.
She's like, I guess we gotta go to that temple now.
Yeah. But this game itself looks incredibly solid. One of the nice things too is that in terms of being for board gamers, it does have a single player element to it. And this has been great. We get that question a lot, where it's like, hey, what's a great one-player game? What's something that I can play by myself? Because, you know, with the pandemic and all that going on, we haven't been able to meet up in our groups. Lost Ruins of Arnak is really good. So if you want that kind of like Tomb Raider, temple diving, Indiana Jones, Uncharted feel, with a lot of crunch, with a lot of depth to it, Lost Ruins of Arnak is perfect for it. Yeah.
Perfectly so.
Oh, thank you.
I have nothing to contribute.
All right, cool. We did it.
We did it. We did it. I sat here.
So
Speaking of miniatures, though.
Yeah. We have another expansion for the new Explorers Guild for Malifaux. So the Explorers Guild was a new faction that was added relatively recently. And they are exactly as they sound. They are like big game hunters, like people of fortune, going out into the realm of Malifaux to find new things and new ways to exploit them, because, you know, it's colonial UK in the 1800s.
So they're manifesting their destiny.
Exactly.
All over the realm.
But this box set, and one thing I do have to say about Malifaux is the minis themselves are absolutely gorgeous. They are hard plastic minis that are really well designed, and they definitely take things to the full advantage. Whether you play Malifaux or not, like I've picked up a bunch of Malifaux boxes just because I like the models. They are a blast to paint, and they are also, I like them because they're a little bit challenging in terms of like hobbying. So if you want something a little bit different, not necessarily like a GW snap piece fit.
Which is its own type of challenge.
Right. Malifaux is a good way to get into that sort of stuff, and the Explorers Guild is really cool, especially since they have a dinosaur called the Malosaurus Rex.
There it is.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
the thread.
Yeah, no,
Got there.
Gotta go through that needle. So yeah, definitely check out the new Malifaux releases. We also have a new release for the guild. But yeah, check it out. Yeah.
What if so? I've got these, right?
Yeah.
And I bought some paints.
Yeah.
But I keep putting the paint on my fingers and then putting it on the miniature.
Well,
it's not working. Is there something we can offer people to help? Because and then I eat some of it. It's terrible.
There
Help
is.
me.
One, finger painting is always a valid way to paint. You can do it. You can paint with anything. It just might change how long it takes you to paint something.
Yeah.
But for those looking for a good quality set of brushes, the Squidmart Brush set came in. I absolutely love it. I was telling Zach right before the stream started, I got to paint with it for the first time last night, and it is the most velvety brushes you can imagine. So Squidmar is a relatively new YouTuber and miniature painter. He has a great channel. He has great tutorials and guides and all that. And he definitely used his basically resources as like a YouTuber who has gotten a lot of popularity to release a line of brushes. And these brushes are definitely quality.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people are scared about the price point. It's $80 for a set of 4 brushes. It's definitely worth it. However, I recommend you know how to take care of your brush before getting it. Zach was saying it's like, nah, I'd rather just buy the $4 brush that I can just like throw away instead of one.
I know how I am on brush care. After I'm done painting, it's like...
And that's fine. That's a fine way to paint. Once again, like, and some techniques are harder on brushes than others. So like if you're like a person who likes to dry brush a lot or really use those metallic paints, those are all really hard on brushes.
Yeah.
So don't get a brush set that basically is $20 a brush. Get some cheap brushes, work with that. But if you want to experience like doing stuff like panel lining or blending, or even using like other techniques like glazing and things like that, these brushes are really great. They hold their points. They have a great ability to soak up paint, so like you don't have to redip your brush all that often.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like it, and I recommend them to anyone who is like moderate to advanced in terms of like painting and brush care. So
we have a question about those brushes.
Yeah.
Jeremy Jones wanted to know how they compare to the wooden box ones that we have.
Oh, okay, so the Artist Opus. So I like these ones a little bit more because their bristles are softer. So you get a little bit more like give with the brush and all that. Also, the bristles taste better. So, you know, there's that. No. Got her. No, so I like them. The bristles, they feel softer. I've tried both Artist Opus and the Squidmar brushes. The quality's basically about the same. It's just how long do you like your bristle length, and how long or how soft do you like your bristles themselves. So it's a personal preference. Between the two, I gravitate towards Squidmar in terms of what I like out of a brush. But I know my partner, she absolutely loves the Artist Opus brush set that she has. So to each their own, and they're both really good quality. The plus side with the Artist Opus is it's $10 more, but you still get 4 brushes, but you also get brush conditioner, and in some boxes you also get like brush cleaner. So it kind of depends on what your house setup is. Oh, you also get that nice wooden case too. So Squidmar is this nice kind of like tube thing. But it's not something you're going to carry around with you, right? You're going to put this in your brush case as the moment you open it. And then you're left with this like new tube thing that you can make terrain out of.
You could make terrain out of it. You could use it as a cup. You could make it into one of those religious candles if you wanted to.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It can be anything you want.
You can do anything with this.
You can put a scroll in it and then open it and read it real pompously in front of someone.
Oh,
that you painted the scroll with your Squidmar brushes.
Exactly. So yeah, it's definitely something to check out. I like it, and we still have several of the sets left, so it's something to pick up.
Do they sell individually?
Not yet. Not yet. So
Jim is just saying he likes the art in the back. I wonder why.
Oh, I miss Jim.
Is that weird? That was weird.
No, it's not weird. If any of y'all remember Jim, he's back in France, but always in our hearts. So, hi Jim. All right,
and everyone else. Hi.
All right, so
other
now,
stuff.
Yeah, we're on to other stuff. So we covered all the stuff that has more or less dropped this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have some things coming up. The big thing is going to be Warhammer Week starting on Monday, May 3rd. Now, they announced it earlier this week that they were doing a week-long of reveals through all their different game systems.
Yep.
And me and Zach are going to play a game where we are going to predict things and see how right we are.
We need tinfoil hats.
I
wish. We just
yeah,
reached out
I should have.
put them on, and
We should have done that before the stream.
next
Oh,
time
yeah,
we'll get
next
props.
time.
We'll get our
Yeah.
props department right on it.
All right, so first things first, Monday is going to be the Age of Sigmar stream. We are expecting several things coming out of Age of Sigmar this summer in particularly.
Yes.
But Zach, give me one prediction for the Monday stream.
Okay, I think we're going to probably see. Hey, this is going to be a big one. We're going to either see a new Necromancer or a new Corpse Cart model
Okay.
for Death, because they've done vampires, they've done skeletons, they've done zombies, they've got everything of that core Death, but they still have the really old Corpse Cart and Necromancer.
Yeah.
So we got to get one of those as an update. One of them.
So that's a good prediction. I'm going to go. So you're basically saying there's going to be a big death reveal, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think they will finish revealing the Death line.
All right.
Like what's going to be coming out with Soulblight.
I am going to go a little bit off the deep end and say we are getting revealed a new Broken Realms book. So there's going to be something after Kragnos.
Kragnos won't be the end of whatever this
Correct. So
Broken Realms Sigmar.
So it could be
Coming
Broken
in.
Realms Signar. It could be Broken Realms Alariel, because
True.
we got revealed the new Piper.
Yes, the
The
non-sloppy clean Piper.
yes, yeah, very nice clean Piper.
Very nice clean Piper. That's what
So we got revealed that, and it didn't say what book it was arriving in, and so they've told us what models are coming in Kragnos.
Mhm.
So the assumption is there's a new book coming, and I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be a new Broken Realms book where it's in.
Right.
All right.
They got a lot to shove in there because they've got the 2 new vampire hunters.
Mm-hmm.
They would have the new whatever she is, the Piper. Then they'd have to have Kragnos.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense for him to be a model you can buy.
Correct.
So, and then is he going to be by himself? Does he have an army? Are those all new things?
Yeah.
So they got a lot to do if they're just going to do it in one more book and call it a day.
Right. All right. So Tuesday is going to be the first 40K day.
Ah, yes.
So do you want me to go first on
I
this
was
one?
like, what prediction? They're going to have guns.
All right. That's a great prediction. I'm going to go with getting the full reveal of the Beast Snaga orcs.
Yeah, that would make sense because they put out an image that
Yeah.
had a little cave painting style.
Exactly.
Snaga
And
orcs.
there seems to be a lot of releases coming. They also showed off like a new boy, a
Mhm.
Beast Snaga boy, which is a little bit bigger and more robust than the current orc boys that are like 100 years old.
And they're all doing the squatty full diaper run.
Yeah.
pose.
What about you? What's your prediction for Tuesday?
Oh, so I didn't have a good one for
Yeah.
40K. I think they've got all the next stuff is out of the way.
Just throw a dart at the board.
I'd say what I'd like to see. I'd like to see craft worlds like Eldar. Eldar
Okay, yeah.
as an army is always really cool to me, and then I look at the models.
Yeah.
And they're so old and they're so squatty and weird looking now
Well,
for a lot of them.
So we did get a rumor engine that looked fairly Eldar-y.
Mhm.
So like it's possible. It's definitely in the realm of running. So we got the first day of 40K. Don't worry, there's a second one where we're
Oh,
going to
good.
come up
Oh,
with another
good.
prediction. The Wednesday is going to be Black Library Day.
Yes.
So we'll go back over to you. What do you think is going to be something we'll see on Black Library Day?
I think they're probably if they're going to do a big announcement for Age of Sigmar, they'll probably have a Black Library kind of
Yeah.
tie-in. Like here will be
Right.
your new Neferata versus Manfred Vampire Civil
Yeah.
War book to go for like that. What I'd like to see them do is maybe they've done omnibus like collections in the past,
Mhm.
but they're kind of all over the place and
Yeah.
sort of. Or I'd like to see them start like once again pie in the sky, a definitive like Age of Sigmar Volume 1.
Yeah.
And contain a bunch of stories about like the first part, so you can almost chronologically kind of read to catch up to the lore now.
Yeah. So
What's going on?
it would be kind of cool if they did it by ages, right? Like, so when Age of Sigmar started off, it was the Realm Gate Wars, right?
Right.
And then second edition, where we're at now, is the Soul Wars.
Mhm.
So it'd be kind of cool if they did Omnibus Realm Gate Wars and
Right.
Omnibus Soul Wars. So I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the safe prediction and say it's more Horus Heresy.
That's probably more Horus Heresy.
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
honest.
whatever they're revealing, there's probably going to be Horus Heresy in there.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. Thursday we have boxed games.
Ooh.
And not only is the Necromunda symbol up there twice, but so is the Underworlds symbol.
Right.
So I want to start first and say we're going to finally see what the Ideneth warband looks
Oh,
like.
that's right. That is the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the final one, supposedly, for Dire Chasm.
Mhm.
Now, what do you think? What else we could see for Underworlds?
I feel like they just put out the starter edition, so they're probably not going to announce another starter set / box set. It might be too far out for them to say next season after this one. So it might just be the warband, and maybe it's maybe some sort of something we're not thinking of, like an accessory or new not board. I guess is the right word for it. Yeah,
no,
like new board, like a board set or something like that. Like something that's kind of like, hey, you want to play some more? Here's some more cards and boards as an expansion pack.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I think with Necromunda, they've been showing off the new starter set, which is coming out, which has House Delok in it, which are the spy guys, the guys that look like oh man, what's that like city with like the floaty agent guys in it? It's like almost all black and white. I feel like you would be. It's pre-Matrix. I think it's a French film. Anyways, they look like those
Metropolis?
guys. No, not Metropolis.
It was like black and white.
It's like Dark City.
Oh wow, that's like early 90s.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yes.
My hair is actively graying as we're talking. But anyways, they look like those guys. We know that there's a new starter set with them in it, so we're probably getting them, and plus also like their new expansion box, like every other faction's gotten.
Right.
I think those are safe bets. If they throw out something new, like a new box game in itself, like either more Aeronautica, like a new starter set for Aeronautica with more things like that, that would be great.
Dreadfleet.
We were talking about Dreadfleet
would
before.
Be cool.
It would be great.
Warhammer Quest 2.
Yeah.
It's just Cursed City, but they just changed the logo slightly. Well, it's technically not a re-release.
So yeah, that's another thing where a lot of people are not necessarily expecting, but they're hoping for more information about Cursed City.
Right.
Games Workshop's doing what they can to, I think, get more printed, but who knows? And along with that, supposedly there was expansions and things like that done for Cursed City that may not get released because
there's no
there's no more
the
base
original
game.
copy. Yeah.
So that's really interesting, and we might see some news about that on Thursday, since it's one of the box games. And
that would be a good PR move on their part.
Yeah.
To at least say something.
Right, saying, "Hey, listen,
we're sorry,
but here's this new shiny thing. Forgive us." And we're like, "Oh, Games Workshop,
they know the way into our hearts."
Exactly. All right, Friday is Warhammer 2: Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm. Weekend at Warhammers.
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyways, I just imagined Weekend at Bernie's, but it's like two Primarchs holding the Emperor.
Oh. See, I was figuring they were holding up Arcan, and he was like,
"Oh yeah. Oh, too soon." All right.
Press F in chat for Arcan.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's. It's your turn. What's your first prediction for Warhammer 2?
So this is the one where it's just nothing. It's just a blank day, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. This isn't the blank day. This is specifically Warhammer 40K.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Right. Sorry. So let's see. Another brilliant 40K prediction from me, the guy that has an army and has never played the game once. Shoot, man, I got nothing.
We got people saying Space Marines.
Space Marines, that's always a safe bet.
Yeah, just slam down
Space Marines.
Primaris Lieutenant.
Yeah, so
okay. That'd be cool.
We are looking forward to the actual release of the Heavy Intercessors outside of the Kill Team box.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a possibility that's dropping. We still need to see the entirety of the new Sister stuff, like as in terms of, I think we've probably seen all the models by now.
I was gonna say, it's still going. It's been like a year of releases with Sisters.
But we haven't seen like the book, the cards, and if they're getting anything else. So I feel like the Friday is probably going to be Sisters plus a hint of whatever else is coming soon.
Plus all new Tyranid models.
Oh my, I would love it. I would.
The faction that they literally seem to have forgotten they own.
I would love to see new Xenos, right? Like, I think that's... I'm not a big 40K player either, but I am definitely more invested than my counterpart here. But
I'm going to buy 2 AdMech books now. I still have never played the game. But I've had an AdMech army for a full cycle.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to more Xeno stuff. And I think a lot of people are. Even if you're a staunch Space Marine player, like... just diversifying the field of play.
Yeah.
I saw reports today about the most recent tournament that went on and how it's like, 60% plus Space Marines, right?
Well, I think in terms of the meta, that's the thing. And if you're going to go to a tournament, you're going to probably go to win. So you're going to bring a thing that's going to win.
Right.
So
yeah.
if Space Marines win 70% of the time, makes sense.
But also, is that inflated because 70% of people playing Space
So,
Marines?
in a mirror match, Space Marines will win because
I'm sure they have calculations for that. But I would love to see more Xeno stuff. So I would love to see Tyranids. I would love to see Tau. I personally want more alien auxiliaries for Tau. Like I would love to see a Kroot book, because give me bird reptilian men.
Yeah.
Like I'll sell my other 40k factions and go all in on Kroot if they ever give me the chance.
Bring squats back, GW.
I
will play dwarfs in space.
Yeah, I guess
I wish it's just KO basically.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
At that point.
But yeah, so 40k day 2, I think we all pretty much expect what we should be able to see from the 2 40k days, simply because they've been giving us a lot of information over the last couple weeks. But outside of that, we have a day that is currently not labeled for what is going on. So like it is just the mystery day.
Yes.
So it could be anything. It could be a boat. It could be boats like Dreadfleet.
That could be.
It could be new Warhammer 40k, new Age of Sigmar. What do you think, Zach? What's coming?
I think it's going to be a day dedicated entirely to the new Games Workshop action figure line.
Oh yeah,
they're going to go into Age of Sigmar. They got the 40k line. They're gonna do like a couple, a Stormcast, maybe like a Daughters of Cain or something that's recognizable.
That's really cool. That's far out.
Yeah, it's far out, but like if you look at the action figure stuff they've been doing, it's kind of progressing, and they're gonna run out of recolored Space Marines at some point.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense to test the waters on the Age of Sigmar. I mean, I would buy that Stormcast Liberator immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, so would I. I would definitely pick up the Age of Sigmar stuff in the hopes that they would eventually do a Seraphon. Fingers crossed.
Get a Jurassic Park toy.
Yeah.
Put an Aztec headdress on it.
Yeah.
Done! Epic 40k? Somebody's saying Epic 40k?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that would be interesting if they bring back Epic.
Me and Zach were talking before the stream that, like, this year themselves, they're going to have to outdo Indominus last year, right?
Which was a big thing.
Yeah. So whatever they're going to reveal, it may not just be one thing, right? It might be a couple of things to compete with the big release of 9th edition and Indominus last year. They have shareholders to please, so I'm going to put down Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. After they tell us what the last Broken Realms book is,
right?
They can go, Age of Sigmar 3rd edition is dropping soon, TM, and here's the box set. But there could also be other box sets that they're releasing, something like Epic 40k, or so new action figures, or I know some other people have been expecting like a Horus Heresy box set to come out again because it's been a while since the last one. So these are all things that are possibilities of happening, especially with how well the Horus Heresy has been pushing, and now it's into the Siege of Terra. I could definitely see a box set with like Imperial Guard versus some of the invaders. So either like the Sons of Horus or Berserkers, like the World Eaters, all that sort of stuff.
Pre-Chaos Space Marines.
Correct.
Space Marines.
Yeah. And so I expect the Saturday reveal to be actually multiple things, not just one. That's my big thing.
No, that would make sense. That's why they would be leaving it blank, as if it's like, here's a bunch of stuff.
And so with that, these are our predictions. We'll be able to verify things with y'all next week, at least up until Friday. And so me and Zach will go through what we've gotten right and wrong, and then we'll be able to refine our Saturday predictions about what's coming. So definitely check back next week where one of us gets the gloat over the other.
Right, it's going to be you. So,
Nah.
It's going to be my totally accurate 40k predictions.
Absolutely.
I think guns and probably a tank, something skull, something filigree, blood. Blood. Yeah. That's probably it. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about one more rumor?
Yes, absolutely.
Should we talk about the most pixelated rumor known to man?
Show them the 1960s Yeti sighting.
Check this out. So that's Bigfoot right there. You can see him. This is a picture they just today, or Warhammer Community actually, put up a picture of the contents of the new White Dwarf. I zoom and enhanced in on one battle report that is, and I'll read it out loud. The Lumineth find themselves in a battle for survival against the undead legions of Laka Val, the Mother of Nightmares. So, I don't know what that is. And I know a lot about death stuff in Age of Sigmar. I've never heard that name.
She has not been mentioned in any books or novels or anything like that
No.
in recent history.
Not that I'm aware of, unless it was somewhere in like a White Dwarf or something
Yeah.
like that. So, are we gonna see like a giant centerpiece vampire model that kind of acts as a, hey, move over, Neferata, I'm taking charge kind of thing?
Yeah.
Is it just no? Your prediction was
So also they revealed in the White Dwarf that they're releasing the Anvil of Blood, which is the like narrative design your own characters for vampires, right? And so I'm expecting that Laka Val is actually a custom character from the Anvil of Blood with a conversion.
something kit bashed up. Yeah, yeah. I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
But a little part of me wants to believe that we're going to get a 12-foot tall vampire lady mother.
Yeah. So
just in time for Resident Evil and the internet to break again.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have just named it Lady Demat. What's her name? Lady Demat.
Don't Google this with safe search off.
Oh yeah, that.
The internet went nuts for her.
But I'm actually expecting vampires to get a big centerpiece that is focused around a lord on a dragon. Just because of how the art from the preview book has done, or the preview from the book, the Soulblight Gravelords, has like a newish looking zombie dragon on the front.
He's more full. He has more flesh on him. Still.
Yeah, and so I'm expecting a new centerpiece around that with kind of similar to the Maw Crusher kit, where you can build it as a generic character or a new named character.
Right.
But who knows? Like, it's really hard to predict with Games Workshop lately, just because they can really throw us curveballs, like showing up with like a new Croak model, or
out of nowhere.
Yeah, or do a release and then 6 months later release the same faction again.
And then release another book for that faction.
Exactly.
But then there's another book for that faction as well.
Yeah. So it's really hard to predict a lot of these things. A lot of this is us wish listing or trying to give us educated guesses. So we'll definitely see where we fall on it. We could be very inaccurate or very accurate.
It's almost like we're just guessing wildly into the ether and seeing what happens.
Whatever the great plan wills. But yeah. With that kind of ends our predictions. Zach, do you have anything else to add?
Just want to once again reiterate that if you want to catch up on some rambles, watch some other gameplay videos, or read some articles about stuff, we got a whole bunch of stuff brewing over at tabletopnerds.com. So like the Facebook page, follow the YouTube thing, check it out. We have a lot of stuff on there, a lot of cool stuff. I wasn't being very vague because the coffee is starting to wear off. But John's contributing stuff. I'm contributing on there. We're filming some play videos today of some games. So it should be pretty cool. We'd love to have you check it out and tell us what you think. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week where we will put tinfoil hats on to see if we were right.
We will have hats next week.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
So until then, have a great weekend.